go. I do believe we are live again on another day 1144. We got some of that 1144 synchronicity going on. And today's stream topic is going to be wondering, what are we training ourselves for? Right? I had this, I don't know if I can say thought, feeling today while I was dancing, paying attention to the way in which I dance, seeing it as maybe expressionistically aggressive, right? Like I'm angry dancing, and how much power I'm producing in that moment, kind of vibe. And at the same time, realizing that moving in that way, usually, at the very least, was combative, right? I would have to be punching faces, stabbing throats, or whatever, right, to move that way. And now I get to move that way by dancing instead. And I had this feeling of and I've said this before to you friends, but I feel like I got born as a warrior, or at least maybe my lineage, my genetic lineage were warriors, right? They had to defend, they had to fight, they had to survive, kind of vibe. And even though I am still operating on the same biological code that they have kind of given me, I get to choose differently, right? I get to train myself for something else instead of just running the code, kind of vibe. It is nice to have you friends here with me. Bless. I see Natalie and Jovan already. Love is true. It is unbearably hot today. It's one of those 110 Fahrenheit days right now. When I last checked, it's 39 degrees Celsius. Yeah, 102 Fahrenheit. But still, 102 Fahrenheit with like 60 something percent humidity. I don't know if it has a real feel on this one. Nah. We will survive. I've already wetted my scarf. I have trained myself in this art, at the very least. My little personal air conditioning. Your very existence right now is thanks to those who came before you. This is true. I'm not trying to diss them. I'm not trying to say that, they were wrong to be the way that they are. I'm just saying that we get to choose what we do. And in doing these things, we do train ourselves, right? Whatever you choose to do, that is the extension of today's stream topic. That whatever you choose to do, no matter what it is, you are training yourself to get better at it, right? So from that frame of reference, it makes it, at least in my mind, a little bit easier to look at the things that I'm busy with and ask myself, do I want to get better at this? Do I want to get better at watching YouTube videos? For me, better is faster, right? And I've already gotten there where I'm watching stuff at 2x speed so I can watch more of it or whatever, right? Do I want to get better at gaming? Do I want to get better at personal hygiene? Do I want to get better at cooking delicious meals? Do I want to get better at, right? And the only way to get better at these things is to do more of it. Is to literally spend more time being that version of yourself. And again, right? Especially within like gender roles, we have been brain damaged into believing that certain things are only to be done by certain groups of people. We stop ourselves from experiencing the fullness of life because we believe ourselves better than it. All those that helped you, predecessors, reach their life potential, even if not related by family genetics. This is true. The blame lies with those not reaching for their potential. It's weird you say that exactly. There was this conversation today about humility or whatever, right? And it did kind of like come down to this point that I do not believe I am perfect, right? But I do believe I am trying to get better. And I feel like that reframe helped as well, right? Because my state of being, my ego, if that's the word, is easy to use, likes to believe he's pretty great, right? But at the same time, I feel like I wouldn't have that sense of greatness, if you will, if I don't believe that I'm doing the work. And it's hard sometimes, because we find ourselves very quickly falling apart when it comes to feeling like we're doing something we're not supposed to, saying something we didn't intend to, or something we didn't want to be, or didn't want to be perceived to be something we don't want to be perceived as. Right? The complexities. But most of people who came before me are gone, so I need to find someone to blame who still lives in that. Unfortunately, we have to blame ourselves, dear Sam. Alright? The cosmic giggle, as we call it. Love is true. I have some Wonka bars. The last of the Wonka bars I have is in here. Wonka bars help me cool down, help me feel the 40 degrees Celsius heat and accept it. Help me take this moment with poise. Help me train myself to become better, not worse. Hey, Joy B's name is there too. How lucky. Thank you, dear friend, for joining us. It is Sunday. It is Sunday. Hope your friends are having a good one. This strain is very gassy. Lemon gas. Not like a sour diesel. This one is more gas forward. Okay. And then it transitions to, again, like an Anisi lemon. I am melting in the heat right now. There we go. Instantly. The heat hasn't gotten better, but I can feel a sense of my spirit untensing itself. The part of myself that wants for things to be differently. There's this line, and I'm not recommending it by any means, but I kind of like it, where it goes, universe, give me sativas to change the things I can, and indicas to accept the things I cannot. Because there are such a, world out there kind of vibe with all of these experiences. It's been very interesting to me. I still feel like I need more time to really get good at articulating the effects. I feel flavor I'll get better at quicker than the effects. Because how do I explain what I'm experiencing right now other than softness, right? A sense of softness, a sense of ease, a sense of acceptance. I'm also a sense of gratitude for just feeling the wet scarf around my neck right now. And again, to re-anchor this whole conversation into today's stream topic, how am I training myself? Right, there definitely is a part of my psyche, my consideration, aware of the fact that I am partaking of technically a plant chemical, something that is not necessarily, especially not in those concentrations, produced endogenously in my body. However, I might have some sort of endocannabinoid sensitivity, insensitivity, deficiency, whatever word you want to use. And something that I really believe in, especially when it comes to these experiences, is the intentions you set. One of my intentions was to accept the heat, and I feel like I am. It's actually kind of not as warm anymore, right? I remember how I was like, the heat isn't any better, but I don't care. But now it's not even as hot anymore. And then I think about the amount of time we've spent as human beings on this planet. How long has the marijuana plant been coming along for the ride? You can train those plants too. You can train people how to grow these plants. There are a bunch of people growing weed right now in this world, right? I think I might be right. I think there is more weed being grown on planet Earth right now by individuals than ever before in the history of humanity, right? I wouldn't be surprised if that statistic is true, because the statistic of there being literal billions of humans at the same time on the Earth, and the legalization, the access, the curiosity. And I do believe them to be souls, spirits, right? Like they love living, but they do die seasonally, right? And they put so much energy into making seeds. Technically, you don't want them to succeed. You can. It's not going to ruin your weed, but ideally, you want sinsemilla. No pollen present. No energy invested into the little seeds. I feel like this experience is taking me on a ride down again what we've been training ourselves for, right? Like has the marijuana plant been training us this whole time? Kind of vibes. That's where my train of thought is going right now. One of my favorite theories is the fact that we were hunter-gatherer, you know, tribes at first, before we were agriculturally capable. And we would literally travel from space to space to space, hunting for food and finding food in our environments. But one of the things that we didn't always have readily access to or could trust that we'd be able to find wherever we went might have been marijuana. And we might have been carrying those seeds with us and planting those seeds sporadically whenever we find. John! I'm witnessing some sketchiness right now. Love is true. I am here in this moment. Um. Yes, yes, of course. How far am I gone? Okay. The blame lies with those who are not reaching the potential. Yes, yes, of course. My parents would have created a more perfect spawn, but they settled for my underachieving ass instead. You sell yourself short, Sam. There are very few writers in this world. There's some weirdness. I can literally feel energies right now. Then the freaking donkey starts screaming and the dog starts barking. Okay, same as Natalie. Yeah, I love you, beautiful people. We love you too. Cheers, Joe. Like I'm just thinking about Sam of the underachieving comment right now. I had a conversation with David yesterday not David, David as well, but Christian yesterday against the wall, and one of the things that he mentioned is this sense of not achieving enough, right? And that you said underachieving as right, that he hasn't achieved enough, that his life and all of the work he's done has amounted to nothing, that all of these skills that he's gained is of no importance to him, right? Like this feeling of dread, I guess, that life is meaningless. And that achievement fractal is again something that I had to kind of like interrupt his thought process with. And I want to do it for this exact same for you, Sam. Is both of you are writers, right? You haven't published your work just yet. Yet. I keep encouraging you to publish your work. Right? It's gonna be scary. It's not gonna get as many reads as you want it to at first. But then you'll do more and more and more and more. And we have a lot of time ahead of us, dear friends. We're gonna have to train ourselves to do the things that we want to do. Right? And it's gonna be like training. It's gonna be like, hey, from time to time I'm gonna do things that I love and sporadically starting and then following through. Creating that consistency in our lives, at least that's what you friends have been for me, right? In large part, has allowed me to be so much more anchored into who I am. And I don't know if that's a good thing, necessarily speaking, right? Especially depending on what you believe about what this experience is supposed to be. I do believe that the ego is valuable, right? Surely. I also believe the ego convinces me to be scared sometimes, right? The ego convinces me to believe itself separate. But if I wasn't at least somewhat convinced some of the time, then I would never feed myself, right? So I understand. And then from that perspective, once you realize that the ego is this almost like servant, I don't want to say servant in a bad way, but it is something that serves you in this experience, in this life that you're living, in your day to day, literally, right? You cannot talk to a person properly without an ego. You can, technically, but they're gonna think you have a raging ego if you talk to them with no ego. That's the joke. That is the joke. So yeah, we we need it, right? We need the ego. So how are we gonna train it in that case? What parts of that ego experience, actually brings us soul value, a genuine sense of depth, a feeling of connection, right? That true feeling of connection of like, oh, this is, I want more of this in my life. That sense of connection. It sucks that we have to survive. It is easier than it's ever been, at least as well. Right? There's a weird dichotomy going on. Again, I can feel some friends having some eyebrows raised, but seriously, right? Like imagine just being a person in the middle of this environment. I would have to eat like aloe vera leaves at best. Maybe some amarulas, some marulas. Maybe some rocks. I don't know if I would be able to find anything to drink. That's the other part of it. Hey, I see Connor and Duck Dad and Mojo. Love to you, dear friends. Good morning from Wisconsin. Sending you a cool breeze melt. Also, really relate to this stream topic. Love is true. Thank you, Connor, for joining us. C. Murphy, I appreciate you for letting me know that you resonate. I opt for another Midwesterner. I prepare a hot dish and a cocktail. That does sound nice. That actually does sound nice. Don't you start nothing in my clean kitchen, Mike. Good night, wonderful flesh vehicles. Bless you, brother bear. Man, I feel so calm, so gentle. I have some peach OG in the grinder. And a part of me wants to see if it's going to change my demeanor. And I feel it's also especially, I think it's visceral, the word, right? It makes me aware of my own humanity a little bit. The fact that there is an extra note of awareness in this space with me. Because, yeah, you can notice when you are experiencing something, usually. But it's very subtle. And then as soon as you find yourself in a social environment, at least for me that is, you aware patterns in your behavior, and maybe it's not just patterns, but I want to say the word anomaly. Hey Google, define anomaly. Something that deviates from what is standard, normal, or expected. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Like we do want that sometimes. An experience that is little bit deviating from what is standard, normal, or expected. If you could expect everything that's going to happen to your life, to your brain, to the way that people perceive you, to the way you perceive yourself through other people's eyes, maybe that is part of the novelty of why we come here to have this experience together. So much of the unexpected. Just like stacks on stacks. Okay, coming back. Any thoughts of moving to join us, Joy Vive? I can't tell if this is heavy melt or contented melt. No, I'm not heavy. Not heavy today. No, this is contented. I feel so okay. I feel like I don't have to perform. And maybe it's not going to be the most entertaining stream, but it is Sunday. So we can be calm. All I hope for is good audio. Part of me wants to bring the camera closer to my face, but it's high melt. Yeah, definitely high as well. How are you, Joy? How? Yeah, but seriously, how are you? How are you, friends? Tell me. Tell me what you have been training yourself on. Right? And you can tell me anything. It can be anime. I'm not gonna judge you. I'm gonna ask you what anime you watched. Maybe I watched it too. I've trained myself on some anime. It's true. It's a beautiful medium of storytelling. Maybe you're reading a book. Maybe you started a new hobby. Maybe you're considering cooking a new recipe for yourself. Maybe you're making music. Maybe you're appreciating this breath right now in this moment. There you go. Success. So much success. More. Bless. I have thought about Sam, my bestie in Minnesota. Would love it if I lived here. You'd fit right in here, Lady Dewey. On a completely and totally unrelated note, y'all think 6 bedrooms is enough of the Midwestern cultist? No, please. How did we get here? I was like on the path of like starry eyes, walking through the beautiful trees, canopies, just enough shade to protect my face and body, but not so much that I can't see the rays piercing through. There's a mild mist because of the humidity in the forest floor, but it's so cool, catching the rays, creating these beams that I can walk through. Boom. Teleport myself right back there. Can't drag me from my happy places. I'm trying to gain the motivation to get out of bed and go to work and pay off my lunnies for sure. There you go, bro. Get fucking motivated, doctor. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be cursing. Melania might be listening. Bless you, bro. You got this, man. You got this, though. Just maybe go and sit down for like 2 seconds and just hit the drums. And get some of that rage out and then show up. Still feeling sick, but can't really afford to not work. Got to go painty. Wow. Paint the wall. I am a dad and I'm painting a wall. Damn, Minnesota is beautiful with loads of nice folks, but it's cold most of the times. What is most of the times for you? We get like maybe solid 3 or 4 months of actually what we would consider cold, what you friends would consider probably t-shirt weather. You'd fit right in here, bless again. I'm okay with standard in the dark, 6:25 a.m. in front of my wall heater. Get the kill on for coffee. Okay, I'm standing in the dark. Like, Trevi, I feel like I have to reenact this experience, right? Because, like, it's just so, I feel maybe relatable, but also so cringe at the same time. I used to have a wall, like one of those flat wall heaters as well. Maybe I can do it here, right? One of those flat wall heaters that would like bolt it onto the wall. And I would have to wake up at like, I keep forgetting I don't have microphones anymore. I have to wake up at like 5-ish, right? 5:30, 5:25-ish to get ready for school. And then I would have to wake up, and the first thing I do is I go, and the wall heater was low, and I would just like go right up, and I would stand there like a troll person next to that freaking wall heater for as long as I could, basically spacing out, just trying to absorb the radiant heat. Freaking, you see that right there? That's a tray of mango slices. I'm trying to dry them out a little bit in the sunlight, but the flies are also having themselves a good time. They don't seem to be laying eggs, at least. They're just eating, I guess. I hope the sun is bad enough. UV damage, bro. I'm headphones only. Curse away, bless you, bro. I think it's going to be a lazy Sunday here. Pop off past my lovelies. Yeah, I'm definitely lazy Sundaying today. It's, dude, when I came inside outside, it's 39 degrees Celsius. So.
It's too much hot, sis. I put on a wet shirt. I like put it under the tap for like.
It's already, oh, it's still wet right now. Yeah, I see.
I just did it.
I also have my scarf soaking, dude.
Too much.
You need it, bro. What's your typical bedtime? I'm too much of a night owl to get up at 6 a.m. every day. That's true. Most of the means when it's cold in Minnesota, except mosquitoes melt. Yeah, that's true. At least the mosquitoes go away when it's that cold, right? It's cold for like 8 months a year. That's most of the year. That is pretty rough, I guess. Joy, what's your typical bedtime? We had floor vents. I used a tent and blanket over and make a heat igloo. Bless you. I get up at 5 a.m. every day, Mojo. Go to bed at 9 p.m. That sounds good. I have a solid track time at p.m., 10 p.m. to be awake at 6 to 6:30 every morning. Gives me an hour to get ready for yoga. Joy has the discipline. We all have the capacity to show up that way, dear friend. It's just a matter of trying. No, okay, thank you, dude. I have some peach OG in here. There's some more in the grinder as well.
Do you need help?
Not for this one. I need to know what this one feels like all the way, bro.
You need help with this?
I'll there's another one that I'll get like a bunch actually that's going to stay around, dude. So I'm finishing in 20 minutes or so.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Thank you, bro. I'm melting a bit out here. What a difference in experience. No gas whatsoever. It is peach OG. And it's like, imagine if you could make a tea out of peach leaves. Maybe you peeled some peaches, for their fuzzy skins as well. Oh goodness. instantly, this makes me wanna be giddy. I think it's the flavor. Oh goodness, what have I done? I did not set a proper intention. Let me anchor myself right now. My intention is to feel exactly what I'm supposed to feel. To learn the lessons I'm here to learn. To grow in the direction that will most serve not only me, but also those that are around me as well. Bless. Peach OG. I can still taste it. I don't understand how that works though. Especially going between the Wonka bars and this one. And my mind is trying to reconcile. Maybe I should think of it like teas, right? I'm not that shocked when tea tastes so vastly different, am I? But the thing with tea is that it's usually a different plant that you're stoking. Like my mind is going down this rabbit hole of wanting to be a little scientist, working alongside the chemicals, the enzymes, the infrastructure that builds all of this complexity into the terpene profiles. Like if you could have a chat with the plant, steer it in the right direction. Would that be so bad? I can feel like so many ethical fractals coming up in my mind, where it's like, but at the same time, I do believe they're already at least somewhat aware of us. Maybe I'm anthropomorphizing. Like a part of me wants to believe, right? Looking at these trees, that they're looking at me in some way, right? Again, looking is relative. They surely don't have any eyes. Yeah, get some trees. They don't have eyes. I mean, they do have eyes where they grow a new branch, but that's a whole other thing, right? But they do absorb information from the environment. There is technically light bouncing off my body and being scattered in every direction as well. So there is, in fact, light molecules bouncing off my body and into all of the trees I can see as well. Do they like the way the light molecules that hit me taste? Do I have to concern myself with that? Would I taste better if I'm more colorful? In a weird way, I think maybe not. No, trees have flowers. I'm just thinking about how roots usually like very dark, humic acid filled soil. I think if you have bright neon pink soil, I don't know if the plants are gonna like that. I don't know where you got that from, but I do want some. Please send me a bag of it. I feel like I just asked for something I didn't intend to as well. Oh, my ideal bedtime is 9 p.m. That hasn't happened since Duckling has been born, and she has other ideas. I don't even know how that is like a thing that I would be able to cope with. the fact that this part of your existence where you usually have like a certain level of autonomy and say and how you spend your time just gets rapidly changed upon having a child. I keep learning more and more from you, Brother Bear. I used to be a night owl my entire life, but Meltstream, and now the morning yoga. I'm now an early bird. My part of my bias wants to ask Joydeep, how has that been? Do you appreciate that transition? Is it something that you? I mean, you are showing up for it. Is it something you would recommend? Is the question I want to ask. Love is true. I'm just happy that you're showing up the way you are. Bless you, Joy Vive. Yeah, Joe, I see you having a thought. I have a fond appreciation for both spaces as well. Maybe a split sleeping schedule would suit you to have a little bit of both. Did I miss a comment? Going to be a lazy Sunday is the last one I see. Maybe you were talking to Joy Vive though. It's called a bisapphic or bimodal sleep. I've heard about that. I've heard about people sleeping their 8 hours of sleep throughout the day as well, right? They sleep an hour, stay awake for a certain few hours, sleep an hour, stay awake for it. That doesn't even make sense to my brain, but technically can be done. You have to get used to it, but I still don't think it's good for you necessarily. I think I need to shift to an earlier schedule. The time change on the way is gonna make it harder. Isn't it changing into a later time? So it might, I don't know. For some reason, my mind think it has to be easier to wake up earlier. The article I read about is posted that sleeping solidly through the night is relatively new to humans, and the bimodal sleep was a normal way of life for thousands of years. How about that? With that perspective, it makes complete sense, at least to me, that we would need to revert to that sometimes to feel fully rested. Can you give us a rough explanation of bimodal sleep, exactly what that looks like? I know you did say, maybe a split sleeping schedule would suit you to give you a little bit of both, but what does that look like? Give me, explain to me like I'm five instructions, because I would like to try something like that as well. Mel, have you gotten any updates or pics on how the plants left on the farm are doing? No, I haven't actually, Mojo. But I was finding myself thinking about it last night. I was like, I wonder how beautiful they are right now. I haven't been taking care of them. They haven't been getting trained. They're just growing like wild plants right now, basically. I would like to believe they have doubled in size. I do, in fact, believe that. I should ask my dad to send me some photos. You know what? I'm gonna do that. Hello, Papa. Ek is nou op my stream en ons praat met Papa en oor die plaas en oor die plante. Sal of dalk 'n paar foto's kan neem van hulle. Ek sal dit baie waardeer. Yeah. I'm having like a whole experience right now. It is surreal. It is, it feels very revealing. I might as well be naked right now. Bzz. The universe definitely has a weird way of taking us through deeper and deeper experiences into our own psyches. Just just as you believe to think you know what's going on, the universe will make sure that there is still more for you to learn. I don't know if it's supposed to be primarily funny, but that has been the best way for me to cope with it. And I feel maybe right now I'm in that space of like, I just had like a deep belly laugh. And I feel I'm so proud of myself I don't know if that's supposed to be the way I'm supposed to feel right now, but I do believe I've been handling it with a lot of composure, sensitivity, consideration, maturity. Can I say that? I don't think so. I only believe people over the age of 30 to be adults at this point. I'm an old kid, but I'm still pretty much a kid. Been missing Pippi as well. I do have photos of Pippi as of recently. Mm. Mom sent me this photo. She was like, Pippi thinks she's a cat. Yeah. I do sure miss my little Pippi. She's doing good at least. She's where she's supposed to be. She has the whole world at her disposal. So you go to bed at 10ish, wake up around 1 to 2, and awake to do yoga, meditate, write soft activities, then go back to sleep after a few hours and get the remainder of your night of sleep. I actually really like that. So, because again, I don't know if I should use the PG language. I think we're all adults here. We bullshit ourselves into, believing we don't have time or we don't have the space in our day to do certain things, yada yada. So waking up at like 1 a.m. or whatever, spending 2 hours, an hour, yeah, an hour, do 15 minutes of yoga, do 15 minutes of meditation, do 15 minutes of journaling, do 15 minutes of mindfulness meditation again, just paying attention to your senses, to your breath, to the sounds around you. And then go back to sleep. I think that could be, great for our mental health overall. How long do you stay up for? Is there a prescribed time? I wonder. You said a few hours. Wake up around 1 or 2 to be awake. I wake up after 4 hours sleeping every night, and it takes me at least an hour to go back to sleep. I think I'm made for sleeping, doing work, and sleeping again at a later time. Maybe, Dad, since that is already something that you've noticed, a pattern that you've noticed, that should be time you take for yourself. Because your family is probably going to be sleeping at that point, right? So maybe work out or not play your drums because your family is sleeping. I'm sorry. That's probably not going to be a go, but maybe spend some time on yourself. Like you did mention that you never get to spend any time by yourself, so that's gonna be a cool, slot for you maybe. I think that's a normal pattern for you, Duck. Embrace it. If it wears you down, trying to force your body to sleep in a way it's just ain't made for. I'm over here, article hopping on sleep patterns now. This honestly sounds so ideal. It does sound amazing, right? I don't have a problem sleeping through the night though. I'm actually really good at knocking out eventually. I am sometimes bad at getting to the knockout point, but as soon as I go into the sleep state, I usually only wake the next morning, and I'm very grateful for that. So I again don't know if I want to mess with that because it has been working. Maybe it doesn't work as good as I think it does though. So I can never know unless I experiment. I have kind of set myself up to be an experiment when it comes to the human experience. So let's try it at the very least. I bet your dad would even trim them if you dropped him some hints. He might not admit it, but seems like he would mind a nice harvest. 100% he would like a nice harvest, Mojo. He would admit it as well. I told him that I'm gonna give him some growth bags, so that's gonna be even easier for him to cure the stuff. Being in a calorie deficit, I use up at least every couple. I get up at least every couple of hours a night to go pee. I've been giving myself a pep talk that I'm pissing out all my extra weight, but it's exhausting. How much water are you drinking? I'm not suggesting you drink any less, but it's so surreal to me as well, with like maybe the cold. I'm looking at the lizard right now, I'm sorry. I don't know if your friends believe in spirit animals. I feel just saying that already creates a sense of polarity. The way that I choose to see it is the fact that in in some sort of way, there is the spirit of a lizard in that lizard. Surely, right? If there's the spirit of a human or whatever in me, then surely there's the spirit of a lizard in that animal. And in the same way, the complexity of my movement, of my spirit moving through this plane, going different places, has some sort of significance in this world. I believe that so does that little creatures, right? That little spirit, that lizard spirit. And the fact that we find ourselves in the same space where we can look at each other, because I can feel it looking at me as well, right? It's very aware of me. And it's aware of the fact that I'm aware of it as well. And it's not running away, it's just sitting there. And it, again, and I'm 100% wrong, probably, but it does feel like it's listening to me. It does feel that way, right? I don't know if I can move it over enough for you to see, but it's under the spout. Yeah, I think you should be able to see it now. The little Lizzie. So, to continue the whole spirit animal fractal, I believe there is some sort of significance in the fact that the spirit, you, the spirit, and that lizard spirit find yourself in the same environment. And it can be for different things as well, right? Maybe you're seeing a bird, a certain type of bird, a certain type of bug over and over again. A certain, like a bat, for instance, flies in your field of vision 3 nights in a row, or like stuff like that, right? And again, that significance of that little bat spirit or that owl spirit or that crow spirit coming into your environment, into your field of vision for that energy exchange to happen. That little Lizzie getting closer to me right now. I feel so trusted. Can you still see it? Hey, yay. It's nice to see you too. Yeah, I'm super chill, bro. Yeah, little Lizzie. Like you can watch them, like they especially like the flies. They don't really go for the ants that much, it seems. But it is quite a show. The equivalent of a dragon existing in the little bug world. All right, all right. Let me get this back here. I'm having a hard time. Maybe this. Okay. Being in a Canada, I think of one. It's impossible with a child in a modern life. I can't get the daytime sleep or sleep past 7 a.m. Oh, peppers. Hello, lovelies. Hey, Kristen. Pippi in the box. It's my Pippi in the box. No, oh, goodness. Well, Joy, you could get one of those lady pea sticks and keep a bottle by the bed. But when that's you, I think we agreed that one. We did agree on that sound. There might not be a sleep solution for that one. There's a driving ed. What am I reading right now? Generally, we split schedule. You wake and sleep again as you feel the need. Okay. I'll be in a calorie deficit for at least another 6 months. So much exhaling as well, right? I feel like that's something that also goes unnoticed. Most of the weight you end up losing, you actually lose by exhaling carbon dioxide, right? Literally, your your fat contains carbons, and as you exhale your body fat as well as you're burning it. Mushroom coffee update. Over ice with a bit of sweet cream is delicious. Bless you, bro. How has it been feeling? Any noticeable effects other than the caffeine? I'll be in a Kristen, who knows if it works in my body with the taste sensitivity at least. It's easy to get down for now. Bless. That's good. That was important. If it's going to have medicinal value, and it is technically mushroom, it doesn't taste that good technically. I get it. You and my brain again, Kristen. Have we already talked about how pretty that mat is? Which mat? Oh, that mat. Yeah, 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 yeah. Right. Like when we decided to come through, Tani Charlene bought these mats for our home. Feels so, synchronous and considerate of the fractal that I'm showing up for. Alright. I think this thing is not. Is it loading? Yeah, it's loading. Alright. I see we're at 53. I'll be. There's some weirdness happening here or something. No, that's good. Sound is good considering no mics. The farm was much louder. Good. I'm happy that you're saying that. Thank you, Jovi. Are you feeling better yet? I feel that this damn viral whatever infection just doesn't stop. Like I'm on day 10. Are you taking any antibiotics or something? I hope you get better soon. I'm back in a second. Okay. I really allowed myself to look at it. Soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. We don't have to do it alone. Number 80. It is time to call in your soul family and support team. People who get you at soul level. People who are the same kind of weird as you. People who are your chosen family. They are coming and they are looking for you. If you haven't found them yet, this is a sign that they are close by. But in order for them to find you and recognize you when they do, it is important that you stop dimming your light and truly let yourself be seen. If you have already found them, then you are being called to let them support you and perhaps also assemble a wider support team. Your support team can consist of all types of people, such as a therapist, a coach, a mentor, or a healer. Tune in to what kind of support you need. Call in your support team. What the hell? I closed my eyes and I started watching a montage of what seemed like a team of aliens. Some of them were disassembling and reassembling in front of me. Some of them were coming out of multi-layered capsules. Some of them were also self-assembling. Nice support team. Some of them were you friends. Oh goodness. What will we become as we continue into this future, dear friends? What hopes do we get to have when we no longer believe ourselves limited? Is Shell here? Let me see. Hey Shell, thank you for joining us. It's nice having you here. I'm finally up to par. Man, I felt like I was battling something from November to end of January. People. Oh my God, this is like a lot. I can't even words properly. There's an added layer of paranoia in my psyche, and I am aware of it. It will get better, surely. People around here are calling it the 10-month cough. One of the things I like about working remotely, less exposure to germs, exactly, same mojo. Or different dramatic names like, but damn dude, I hate that you're going through it. I'm so sorry as well, bro. I hope you'll get better. Like, I hope it not doesn't take 10 months. That sounds absolutely horrific. I had November to January with a little break, but back again. Kids be grubby sometimes. It's all gravy, Joe. I'll be fine. I just not used to getting exhausted so easily. Like yeah, soul culture. Bless you, brother bear. What a card, my chosen family who have accepted my weirdness. Yeah, maybe that's why I feel so comfortable right now. Right, like I am in that mood of like laying my head down on like a pillow and just being happy about that. That is my state of being right now. And I'm like, this is like pillow talk melt. Maybe if we had to like label it, this is pillow talk melt basically. Right, like I'm half asleep, still here for this conversation, still present, but very, very soft. Can you hold up the book cover melt? This book cover. I can do like so. These cards are some power. They are being sold in the US. Cover illustration and design by Danielle Newell and Rebecca Campbell as the author. Artwork by Danielle Newell. There's 44 cards in here. It's very nicely packaged as well, like all of them fitting in this quaint little box. Morning, my dear friends. I have always been an insomniac. However, with the puppy sleeping next to my pillow, I wake and stay quiet. I smell her and snuggle, and all glad to wake up. Before I would be mad. Bless. I'm so happy that you get to have that experience, your show. Getting to be happy about your experience instead of sad. The day is pepper planting day for Mr. Shell. Bless. Right here, I still find myself deleting so much of what I type out, but I know that people here are open and accepting. I appreciate the binding energy and space you create your mouth and everyone. Connor, even if you delete the stuff you end up typing out, just the act of typing it out does add as like a certain level of release. And then you rereading that message and considering how it will make the space feel is a level of conscious evolution that you are doing, right? Like that is like some psychic energy that we are kind of like trying to mesh fit, to make this unity that we're creating whole, and beneficial for everybody who is present for it. So you're doing better than you know. See Murphy, just in saying that, I can see the layers as well. Sending you love, dear friend. Florida man, there you are. Joe Po. It's nice having you, Po Joe. I get suspicious when you spend too much time away. Nice man. So nice. I started beginning of last week with the gardening. Yeah. Chilean, notably tell us everything. We don't judge you unless you were judgmental. Connor, Cillian, sorry. Yeah. It is Connor Murphy, but it's the C Murphy. The C stands for Connor. Ah. I haven't felt quite this calm in a long time. I wish I could take my heart rate right now. I'm also seeing some virgin. I'm seeing some biblical angels when I close my eyes right now. Like this one was more imagine grasshopper body, wings coming out, and then that wing is just covered in eyes. And it's like very ethereal. Like it's made of light, and the eyes are like piercing through that. I don't know what's happening either right now. I'm just feeling so safe, secure, protected, seen. say? Maybe seen. Yeah, that feels more like a truth. Meld in the southern hemisphere. Yeah, still very much South Africa. He's probably spending time with his girlfriend, but he still loves us. Joe? Nice, it's true actually. We have two Connors. Neat, it's true. Connor deleting takes a lot of energy. It does. It is. It is a part of the process, right? Not that you're being encouraged not to send your messages, but the whole experience you go through, like you being able to send those messages, or maybe in some level of your own journey, getting to a point where you can articulate the things that you're going through, or the thing you want to say in a way where you even feel good about reading that message, right? That you don't create a perpetuity of like the negativity that you might have experienced. And I know that that's not easy. I feel like that's something that I've been struggling at my whole life, reframing, thinking about truthless, asking yourself when you're having a rough time, when something bad happens, how is this the best thing that has ever happened to me? And just asking yourself that question, your mind wants to automatically come up with answers. And if it doesn't, you can keep asking. Eventually it will break. I had a moving experience on the toilet. Sometimes you have them there, especially if you leave your cell phone outside of the toilet. Be present. Have your human experience authentically. Joy V, today is her birthday actually. Oh, the girlfriends? Bless both of you. I hope you have fun, man. Taking notes on how not to delete everything before sending. Oh, bless. We had a nice breakfast and went to a lake for a bit, but she's off to have birthday adventures with friends and family. That sounds blessed. I'm happy that they're having a good time as well. Oh, that's nice. I hope you're doing something, Joe. Only happens once a year. Birthday breakfast, that's sweet. Bless. Thank you, dear friends, for joining me. It was so nice to look into your lives as well, to see how we're training ourselves. You want to see something pretty? Yeah. Yeah. I think you do. Let's see if I can take you on a bit of an adventure. I don't know if I'm gonna have signal all the way through, but we're gonna try. Yeah. Nobody's gonna say we've never tried. Come on. Yeah. Pretty view I put down for you. Are we gonna just go around? It is technically gonna be a little bit easier. Let's just trust nobody figures out that the gate is still open. I can come back in. Look at these marulas. Probably shouldn't show you what the goo looks like, but I will show you what it looks like when you eat it. Yeah, it's pretty fermenting. And there's this gooey bit on the inside. Nice. Yeah. More views. Let me switch to this. got sticky a bit. My baby plants are getting very dry, unfortunately. Good thing I came and noticed. I would have to do something about it. One more view. Are you? No, not yet. But I think I have an open view of a. I mean, it's not that open anymore. No, it's still open actually. Is this the wide? That's the wide. This is our view, Kristen. Look at us having this view right now. Woo! Are you walking up a mountain in flip-flops again? Don't judge me, JV. Don't judge me. Flip-flops are very nice. I like them. I can walk up mountains with them. I just want ones that are affixed to my feet or something. Hi, Melton Galactic Beings. Drop by to say hello. Hope everybody has a fabulous day. Bless you, Nancy. I hope you have a good one too. Commit to being here long enough to say I told you so. Have a wonderful day, everyone. If you have any good vibes to spare my body going through this week, bless your body, bless your soul, bless your heart, dear Duck Dan. Sitting on top and the sun rises, and again as the sun sets, we don't get to see that much of the sunset because it does usually go behind that hill, but we get to see the sunrise of that mountain. It is quite something. All right, I'm happy I got to share this moment with you, friends. Bless you. It was nice having you here today. I'm like, really, my heart is hurting for my Charlie right now. Like, I don't really want to show you because it's not like a good sign of parenting. But I do want them to be a little bit thirsty so they can develop proper roots. Charlie got a little bit too thirsty today, unfortunately. Let's see. There we go. Live again. Heart is hurting for your what? For Charlie. That baby's name is Charlie. If I lived there, I would wear sandals and some kind of animal skin and walk with a big staff like Moses. Don't you tempt me. Charlie. But the names I admitted to the name. It's weird to hear you saying my name, dude. Oh, the Charlie? How about that, bro? Suddenly your neurons are like, Bzz, bzz. Melt saying my name. Bzz. Mojo. Bring out the prehistoric in me. Love you too, Joe. My favorite person in the entire state of Indiana. Indiana. It's over 4 million people you know. Love is true. This is the way. I love you, Doug. I feel better. Bless. Moves the essay to cosplay Bible times. I mean, if that's gonna be the thing that convinces you to finally come through, you know, I'll begrudgingly encourage you. Look at them trees. That whole little cavey spot in there. Virtual hugs to you too, brother there. Little lizard. We all have Neanderthals. I mean, some percentage, probably. Some percentage. Alrighty. Time to say goodbye. Have the mostest beautifulest blessed day. Dearest friends, I hope you experience so much of the thing that you want to do. Shambot Boop says, have the mostest splendid day, everyone. I wholeheartedly love you all so astonishingly, profoundly, exquisitely, incredibly, breathtakingly, miraculously, marvelously, splendidly, wondrously, divinely, Melton, all of you. Oh, so nurturing, benevolent, empathetic, heartwarming, generous, gracious, radiant, soulful, captivating, enchanting friends who train for love. Sorry, Amal. No, it's okay. I'm gonna read yours as well. And on top of that, having even mostest splendidest of days, dear friends, because we all are heartily love you. So astonishingly, profoundly, exquisitely, incredibly, breathtakingly, miraculously, marvelously, splendidly, wondrously. I appreciate you, friends, and the loving so much. We're glitching. I'm glitching here with you, and I'll add the glitches because in my mind, it's like the amount of love that wants to be generated, right? Like overlaps. Just thinking about all of us friends, right? The different minds looking into this space, the different ways of loving, the depths of loving, the perspective on what's happening. Thank you, friends. Your toes in my brain. I appreciate you, friends, so much. I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Goodbye, everybody. Sending you blessings. Until we do this again. Goodbye, dear friends. Your name is